Hello everyone. So I am Dr. Ajit Kumar. I am a postdoctoral research fellow in Soongsil University, South Korea. So thank you for inviting me in PyCode 2020. Today I will be presenting on Python for building malware classifier from sample collection to building web application. So basically in this talk I will focus how Python can be used for multi-step of malware building program. So we will be training a machine learning based classifier and then we will try to deploy as a web application. So my talk will be in 4 part. So I will be giving an introduction about malware, then I will talk about multiple step of building malware classifier, then I will explain how to deploy this trained machine learning based malware model, and then I will take question and answer. So what is malware? So malware, malicious program, is intentionally written program to indulge in various malicious activity ranging from user information stealing to cyber espionage. So here two things is very important. It must be written intentionally for doing malicious activity, and the list of malicious activity depend upon the attacker knowledge, their motivation, and their how he want to do, what he want to do. So some of the, like, they want to execute some command on your machine, they want to spy on you, or they want to launch different kind of cyber attack. So that is depend upon attacker totally. So now software, any software that have any bug or defect, and due to that they are behaving like deleting your file or something by mistake or due to bug, that will not be a malware. That is just a software bug that is not written intentionally for doing that thing. Moving forward, so what are the different type of malware? So malware classification and or grouping based upon how they are working or their structure. So mainly it can be grouped into virus program, bot program, or Trojan, or bot and botnet. So virus program is having a special replication. They attach themselves to some program, they need a host program to execute, whereas bot program, they have self-replicating, they can replicate over network by themselves, they don't need any user interaction. Trojan is again different kind of program. It will be hidden, this agenda will be hidden inside some benign program. Say suppose you are downloading some software, free software from internet, they promise to have a file splitter or file joiner, but finally they will have inside, they will have some malicious activity. So in that case, that will be like Trojan horses. So the intention will be important. And bot and botnet is like, we call it cyber army. So it is like, bot is a small program that will infect any user machine, victim machine, and the collection of that bot will consider as a botnet, and that will be caretaken by attacker. Like attacker will have control of that botnet, and he can execute in one go, he can execute multiple command on multiple system. So that is botnet. So this is just a classification, and they have like different feature. Apart from that, we can also see in we have some type of called a spyware. If any program is doing a spying, any kind of a spying, that will be considered a spyware. Adware, for desktop to mobile everywhere, if some program you have installed for some purpose and they are pushing some ad to you, that will be classified as adware. Then rootkit, this is a special kind of malware that place itself between hardware and operating system. So this is very difficult to detect, and they do it for hide the detection. Then recently we have seen lots of ransomware. Mostly it will be in Trojan, or sometime phishing mail it will come. So they will encrypt your file and data on your machine, and they will demand ransom in giving you private key. So another category of malware is like potentially unwanted program, PUP. So any program that is installed on your mobile or system without your permission or unknowingly they have installed in background, all these programs are considered PUP. So now that was the brief introduction of malware. That is in depth. If you want, that's we need more time on that. So now we will move to malware detection. So mainly malware detection are classified into two group. One is called signature based detection. So signature based detection is like whatever traditional antivirus software we use, most of them are on signature based. And then recently various company have started non-signature based detection, so which use behavior and machine learning based model So in this example we will be going for non-signature based detection, that will be using machine learning model. So just for example, what is signature? So in signature based detection, it will be like a stream of bytes or a string that can be identify any virus sample. So malware company analyst, they create this sample, this signature, and they push into your antivirus software. Based on that software, they will be doing this thing. So like for virus 1, if these are the string, then whenever you scan any program with your antivirus, they will look for this kind of a string, and if it is matched, they will flag it malware, otherwise no. So this string can be also used by local character like a star or plus, or many other schemes are there for this also. So this is not our discussion, so we'll move to the next thing. So so build malware analysis, like system signature based or non-signature based, we need to perform malware analysis. So malware analysis can be two type. So malware analysis, like we analyze the malware, it can be executable. We gather lots of information from malware analysis. So it can be a static type, dynamic type, or hybrid. So in a static analysis, we don't execute any sample. So this comes from reverse engineering domain, so where we just look into the file and we find out some insight that going through manually on that or automated tool. In dynamic analysis, we execute the sample in a control or sandbox environment, then we find out the what program is doing. Or if we are mixing this static or dynamic analysis, then we call it hybrid analysis. Here we must give importance that we must perform any type of analysis in isolated environment. For that, we create a virtual box and air gap system, where because sometimes this malware escape the analysis and then it can infect your machine and it can infect other machine also in network. So we should always have a separate machine, sandbox machine, that for malware analysis, and we should always test our code on our own machine or if the system that we own the permission. So this is very important. Then now there are dynamic analysis tool, and we can get lots of artifact from dynamic analysis, like system call trace, memory and file interaction, network activity. So there are many online tool also, where you can go and see, like submit a report and you can see. So one of them is like virus total, where you can see multiple report of antivirus, they will give the report. Or you can go to any run, here you can do the dynamic analysis and you can see. So if you go to virus total and you submit any sample here, suppose this sample I am submitting, if you have submitted this sample, so they will show you result of 60 antivirus, all are saying malware, some of the information, and then detail also they will give you this kind of detail of any sample. They will give what is the relation, behavior, and this thing. Similarly, if you go to any run, this is dynamic analysis. Here also you can submit any sample, or you can see the previous report also. So if you will click on report, some of the like will be there, or you can submit, go to the report. So many people are submitting sample here, and if it is public, then you can see the dynamic analysis. Like if it is malicious, you click on this and you can get all the report here, like how dynamically it is running. So it is all demonstration, and you can also download sample after clicking this. So these are some of the dynamic analysis system where you can get the report as well as sample also. So going back to our presentation, so this is dynamic analysis, or you can do online testing of sample. So then we come to the malware classification. So malware classification is like some point of view of machine learning, we can consider our malware problem as a binary classification. So say suppose if given program is a malware or not, malware or benign program, so that is called binary classification. Or we can sometimes we have multi-class also, because I have shown you virus, worm. If you want to classify a sample into those categories, then it will become a multi-class. Or there are family of malware, like code are being reused in the malware, or there are different version of same malware that create a family of malware. So for that we will have multiple family, then it will become multi-class problem. So sometime we so these are like a binary or multi-class. If we are having level, like I know that this sample is malware, this sample is benign, then that is classification. If we don't know, we just have thousands of sample and we want to cluster, then we can cluster as a this thing. So like similar to any other domain, here we also we extract feature differently for different program, and then we run a malware program and we build the malware classifier. So based upon the previously we learned that a static analysis and dynamic analysis, based upon that analysis type we also call a static features and dynamic feature, or if you are using both together, then that will consider as a hybrid feature. So in further slide I will discuss what is the static feature and dynamic feature. So there can be different set of static or dynamic feature based upon what is your idea, what you want to do, and what you think is good feature for that, so that you can do. And then this is like classification problem, how we build malware classification using machine learning. So internet is the source of many sample. We can collect sample either from our own honeypot or somewhere. I will explain what is the process of collecting this sample. And then we have files. Mostly malware will be any computer file, different type of file. Then we perform feature extraction, and then we can store those feature, we can do classification or clustering, and then we can have the model, and then we have malware detector. We can submit sample and it will tell it is a malware or not. So that is like overall process, and now I will break this process in detail. So first of the, if you want to build a malware classifier, so first you have to collect sample. So in malware research or building application, you need both sample. You need malware sample as well as benign sample. So in further slide we will see how to collect malware sample and how to collect benign sample. Then once you have malware sample and benign sample, now we have to do pre-processing. There are many tasks to make those sample according to your need and according to your plan, what you have planned to do and how you have planned to process the feature extraction. For that you need lots of pre-processing. So some of example is like selecting a special file type. So suppose in this demo I will be showing that I am working only for portable executable, that is Windows file format. So I need to filter out all the file that is only having P file format, otherwise our further analysis will not work on that. So that is pre-processing. Again I will explain with Python code. Then if you are doing supervised learning, then you need to label the class, like how many samples. So suppose you have 1000 sample of malware, then you have to verify those level using some way. And most of research we use VirusTotal, that I have demonstrated you. So we submit a sample to VirusTotal and they give how many antivirus engine are flagging that a virus and how many are not flagging. So based upon the trade-off, mostly what we do, if one or two antivirus also claiming it is a virus, then we consider as a malware program, or if none of them are saying it is malware, then only we consider as a benign. So now if you have 5000 10,000 sample, you cannot submit them manually, that how I show you on web interface. So you have to automate the process. So I will show you how to automate that also. And then once you have both class sample properly labeled and pre-processed, then you can extract the feature as per your need, and then you can represent either you want CSV file, you want ARFF file, you want tab separated file, or whatever requirement is there, you can write those feature into that. So I will show how to do and what we have decided to do. And then once you have feature set as a CSV or text file, then you can go for model training and testing. In this demo I will be showing you, I will be doing supervised learning. And then once you have the trend, so why I have chosen this topic for this presentation, because most of time you will see tutorial, they will be discussing till here model training and testing. So now I want to make this model persistent and I want to deploy also as a web application. So how to make model persistent means, once you have trained the model and tested and you are satisfied with the accuracy and performance, then you must save that model for using any other deployment. So now go one by one how we can do all this step in using Python. So this is the code, we will be performing all this step using Python. So now sample collection. So as I say, we can work on Windows malware, that will be on portable executable file. We can work for Linux, that will be ELF. If you are building some malware classifier for Android mobile, then you will look for APK file. Or if you are apart from that, if you are looking for some document based malware, then you will be working with MS Office document like Word and Excel. If you are building a PDF malware classifier, then you will be looking into PDF file format, image. So these are some of type how malware are propagated from attacker system to window like victim system. So according to our need, we will be doing that. So in this demo, we will be focusing on portable executable, that is Windows OS file format. So now for malware sample, we can collect from many sources like abuse.com, abuse.ch, that is one of the distributor or like public repository for improving research, and there you can download sample, or you can fresh benign program you can download from window. You install the window fresh install, and without doing anything, you take all the exe and p file format, or you can also download from third party public repository. So we will going like there are many sources, so we'll be going one by one too. So first if you want to go to Bazaar, like Malware Bazaar, so this is like a script, Python script from Malware Bazaar. So what is this Malware Bazaar? This is Malware Bazaar database maintained by abuse.ch. So they have lots of sample you can download. You can see the report and you can download sample. So now if you see, there are lots of exe and you can download, but if you want to do research or malware thing, you have to download lots of sample, and for that you cannot download manually one by one. So that for that purpose you need to automate this process. So again Python will come handy. So that is one thing. Or sometime they also distribute this as a zip file, so that from there also you can download as a zip also. So if you see this, you can just API you can download as a zip also. So here you can, if you want, you can just download as a zip file also. So these are like daily built out of this zip file. There will be lots of file, and per day, if you see the date, they are filtering this into per day how many sample have been submitted to the website. So from this date also they have submitted lots of samples. So you can download either from that also, or you can go from there also. Apart from that, we have something called virus share. So you just have to register, and they will give you the login detail, and they distribute via torrent. This all purpose is just for research purpose. So if you want to build something, you have to do this one. So like this. So this all are the malware sample. So how you can log in, and you can log in, and you can see these are the sample, a very large scale sample. You can download from anywhere on this using torrent. Different classification also, like if you want Android, there are Android sample also. If you want Linux, there are Linux sample also. Then there are ransomware also, .NET base, and like window. So these all this malware are group and classified. So here you can also download. Similarly, we have something called VX Underground also. So they also have lots of malware sample. So you can download from here also samples. So they also distribute like similarly to virus share. They also have lots of. So this all purpose is for research. You can get sample from here. So like that. If you looking for network traffic for dynamic analysis, these site malwaretrafficanalysis.com, they distribute pcap file of the malware. So you can download sample also, or you can download pcap file from there also. So this all I am showing about malware sample. So now if you want to download benign sample, so one option is that you can download from window repository OS after installing fresh OS, or you want to download from third party app store. There are many public repositories that distribute software. So there also, so like one of my student have created this tool to automate the bulk download, because we can go and click on one app and we can download, but if you want to download in bulk, we have to automate the process. So again, this script is downloading from a particular site. For some reason I will not disclose the website name. So just it is automating and all the process. So by this we can just download lots of file from that website, and we can automate that process, and whole code is written in Python. If just for demo, if you go here, we can use Selenium and WebDriver using Python, and we can download from there. I have shown that code anyway. So that is like how you can download from there benign code also. So either way, if you have malware or benign, now the sample collection part is over. So you can also automate that abuse.com thing if you want. They also give the code, so here also you can query the website and you can get from there also. Or if you want, they have lots of other information in API also. For this also you can have like Python 3, you can, all these are the API value, you can automate using request package, you can automate all this process also. So in either way you will have sample. Now once the sample collection is done, next is pre-processing. So pre-processing, so suppose we have to filter the sample or we want to unzip. So now previously I have shown you, I will show you the demo also. So unzip file, now most of the time malware file will be zip and they will have a password infected. That is common practice for malware distribution for research. So there are, now you have thousands of the sample and all sample you have to zip with passwords, very time taking process. So Python will help for unzipping using this, so you can do that. So now one common practice is most of malware sample or benign sample is identified by hashes, MD5 hash or SHA hash. So now you want to create hash for all of your sample. Now you have 5,000 10,000 sample, creating hash manually is not possible, so again you have to automate that process. So all this you can do using Python. So suppose if you go to Python and we can, like previous whatever output I have shown, so we can do pre-processing. So suppose like whatever we have downloaded, so now we are checking all the zip file, so we will filter out zip and unzip file. So we are using a suitable library of Python. So if you see, we are just filtering anything, we are just filtering this, so not in this one. If it is not this type of file, means it is zip file, so we will just find out that file, zip file, and we will copy that to new folder, that is zip file. So whatever we have downloaded, some of the software are exe, msi or something, some software are zip, so we just want to filter out the zip file into a new folder. So now this is the short code, it will look into a particular directory that is downloaded, and from their downloaded directory it will filter out only the zip, and then it will copy that zip file to a new location. So that's how we have done this classification, copy, filtering. Then already we have, now we want to unzip. So I said that password thing, so we are just unzipping it. So we are using zip file source, and then we are just extract all. So we are unzipping that also. Again there are some error with some files, so it will throw error, but it will unzip. So again we are automating this process. So this is all come under pre-processing. Now if we want to create this type of file type, we want to filter different type of files, so again we are doing the file filtering here. So I said hashing. So now if you want to create hash, so we are creating three type of hash, MD5, S1, SH256. So these three hashes if you are creating. So now again we will read every file. We have created a path into this one, and then we will open every file one by one, and then we will have create three hashes, and we will return to MD5 like this. Then later we can use that. So after that function, we are now opening a CSV, and then we can write the file name, MD5 hash, and all these hashes. So now we are creating this file directory, all the file we are reading one by one using list directory, and then we are creating hash, and we are creating file path, and we are writing to this. So this is one of some part of pre-processing we are doing. So just we have demonstrated. So similarly, anything we want to do with all those sample, then we can use Python script for that. So this is pre-processing part. Once we have done pre-processing, now class labeling. So for class labeling we want to do binary classification, then malware and benign, and we can use VirusTotal, or we can use abuse.ch also. And now for one sample it will be easy, we can submit and see, but if you have lots of sample, then we need to go for automation. So we will automate this process. For family of malware also, if you want to do, you have to do this thing. So how we will automate? So we have automation script. So I will just go to the script, and I will just explain. So this is bias totaling, and just for I will just increase some font size so it will be So now we are using bias total automation. So all this required library request OS CSV. So this is the API address. We are using version 2, and then you need to get your API key for using for bias total report. Then we are having already hash, that if you see in the previous program we have created this file new benign hashes. So now we have already hashes. So in this case we are just getting report from hash. You can also submit binary file and you can get report also. So but that will be again time taking, submitting binary file and getting the report. So mostly in our sample we have non-sample, so we can submit hash and we can get report. And then this is output file. So now we are just submitting, this is writing report. So now we are opening our file, we are just writing CSV file again, and here we are making with this parameter we are making the request response request.get URL, that API URL, and then we are passing this. So this will result our CSV, and then we will find out the how many antivirus have say total antivirus, and then how many antivirus have given positive result. So if it is 0, it means program is benign, and we will put benign class. If it is more than 1, then we will put into malware. Likewise every sample there has total and then positive. With this we can create the labeling, class labeling, malware and other thing. So that will be also automated. So after this, now we have two group of file, one is malware and one is benign. So our sample pre-processing, labeling, everything is ready. Now we can go for feature extraction. So this is feature extraction. So in this demo we are using header information from P, but we can use header information from ELF file also, PDF also, or any file format if they have header. Or we can, there are other feature also, we can extract byte engram. There is one research people use byte engram. We can use opcode engram. Here we can deassemble the binary file and we will try to get opcode for P file, for ELF. Likewise for PDF we don't have this concept. For this type of file we have reverse engineering, we can get opcode. Likewise we can get other, if we are doing dynamic feature, then we can get network feature and we can have this thing. So for feature extraction we can I have written one script long back. So here we are using P file. So this is one of the popular library for P file manipulation, portable executable file written in Python. So now we are using DOS header, file header, optional header, and we are extracting now. So these are just header. This is, we can write in CSV header, and then P, we are just opening P file, and then we will get all the header field value, multiple header we are doing. So now here is the, we are all the file is in untitled data, and we are creating a CSV file also. So that will have, and we can, for this is we are doing for clean data. So we will put clean and change, we can change the directory according to malware and benign. So now we are opening our CSV file, we are writing the header, and then one by one we will read all the file. We will open P file using P file, and then we will pass to our feature extraction function, and then feature extraction function will extract all the header information, and with row it will write the class level and feature, and so that will, we will have a CSV file from this result. So this is again all the both classes we can run separately, or we can modify a little bit in this code, and we can have one directory we can pass, and all sample will be one by one it will be extracted. So that is feature extraction. From this we will get a CSV file, and after that getting CSV file, so this is feature extraction and representation we are done. So after getting the feature then we will go for try and test different ML algorithm. We can perform whatever our thought is there. With that we can define our problem, what feature we want to extract, that we have already done. What algorithm we can do feature selection also. We can lots of things we can perform here. So once we have that model, so how we will do that? So we'll go again how to train a machine learning model. So for machine learning, so now we will start from here. So this was the this is actually publicly available data set that I have shared. I will share the link also. So now this is that file, and we are using PE file. They have multiple header. So like I have shown in code, MS-DOS header, PE header, optional header, section header, and then multiple section have, each section have their own header also. So this is like how PE file format are constructed. So this is source image. So now so this diagram will help to. So this is the output of feature extraction, that CSV file. In this case we have 5184 sample, both malware and benign. So we have done raw sample collection, then we have done the pre-processing, and then after pre-processing we have label malware and benign, and then we have extracted the feature set. So that is the, this is the output of this whole process I was explaining till now. So once we have this feature, now we can go for training and testing. So we are using pandas, OS and NumPy for Metasploit for visual representation. So this data set is available here on GitHub, and all the code script is also available there within this same directory. If you go, we will have like if you come to here, so this is one script, but if you come to this directory, so it have data set, that final data set, and then a script. You will have all the script, lots of a script. Like sometime we need to, if you are using Weka, then we need to convert CSV to RF. So for that also we have one of the a script. Likewise, if you want to calculate size and entropy, many things you can do. So get all the MD5, like some of the script I have kept. So this is very old database that I have created. So from there you can get this CSV file also. So now we are reading that CSV file. So this having 5000 sample, and there are 56 feature including the class. So 55 feature in total and one is class. So now we also observe that these two field have all empty, so we are dropping from that database. So these are the things we have to do for making the data set ready for our classifier. So now we are taking all the feature, and then we are taking the data part, and we are taking the class file. So this will become X, that data, and this is the target. So target is your class level and data is the feature part. So once we have done that, just for demonstration, so there are 2600 malware sample, and there is 2500 benign sample. So if you just plot this into, so this is the distribution of malware and benign class, mostly balanced data set. And we can do feature selection also. So here I am using scikit-learn extract tree classifier. So already we have X and Y from previous step. Now we are just trying to rank the feature, which feature is like best for classification, which is having less value for classification. So using that we can do this classification, and we are plotting that. So these all are the feature, and then this x-axis show their importance. So some feature like characteristics having higher importance than any other feature. So likewise this whole bar graph show the importance, and all these are the features. Some of the feature having no importance, that we can remove also. In this example I have not removed, but we can remove this feature also. So there is no null, just we have to see there is no null value, otherwise machine learning algorithm will throw error. We have to take care of this also. So for this also there are many technique for taking blank and null value. So these are just the value, some of the value. So now this is the main code where we are doing the training. So we are using train and test split. This is not very robust method to do this. You can use cross validation, so that will be more robust model. And then we are using accuracy and F1 score for seeing the performance. So now here we are making our data into training and test data. Similarly we are distributing our target into train and test. So train and test function will get the data and target, and then we are giving the size. It will have 30 and 70% training and testing, and then we are going for random classifier, and then we are creating our random classifier. We are fitting training and data, and then we are testing with this one. So now we are predicting the accuracy. If you run this, we will get some 98% accuracy. So this is how we do the training. So this is one classifier we have trained. Similarly, if we want, we can do the multiple other different classifier also we can train. So I have trained, and then in this case we are doing cross validation. So in cross validation we have reduced the accuracy. So this is how you do the classification, building the model. So after this, once we have done all of, so this is main part where we do lots of experiment and we tested our model, we improve classifier, and then suppose now we have a classifier machine learning based model. So most of the time you will see that here people stop because we have a model. So now from there I want to make how you can use this trained model for building a web application or mobile application or API, so that you can do. So for that we have two main library, one is joblib and one is pickle. So both of this library help you to save your model as a persistent format, file format you can say. So for joblib you can use joblib, and then I am giving a file name. So it will take, dump function will take the model that we trained in previous example, random forest rf, and then new file name what we want to save. So this, if you run this code, it will save the trained model as a random forest joblib. So if you go back, we can deploy. So this is like that. So if you see here, we have random forest rf, and then we are passing that random forest rf to this dump function, and it will create the model, it will save the model. So after saving, if you want to again use that model, then just use load function and it will load it into memory. Now CLF is a classifier built for malware classification. So again you just get a new sample, and then you extract the feature, pass to this classifier, and you will have a result 0 or 1. So if you see in example, so here I am loading and I am just passing this is the feature, all 55 features we are passing as a value. We are just converting the same data type. If it is data frame, panda data frame, then we are converting our feature into data frame, and then we are passing. So CLF, that after loading we have changed the name to CLF, calling the predict function and passing the new feature. It is for one sample. Here I have given the hard coded value. It can be simply a binary file and call the extract feature, that previously what we have written, that extraction part. Again that feature will be extracted, stored into that feature, convert to data frame and pass into here, and then it will result 0 or 1. If it is benign, it will be 0. If it is malware, then it will return 1. So this is how you can predict after training. So now you can do for any sample. You can just create the pipeline of new sample and it will be done. So that is how you can save your model. So once you have done that, now how to deploy it. So we have now a model trained, and we have also a persistent file as a joblib file, and now you can make a REST API, you can make mobile app using that. You can, in mobile app, either you can put that model directly, or you can use using REST API, or you can deploy as a web app. So in this example I will be doing web app, or you can create desktop application also. So in this demo I will be showing you some of these two I have just deployed, and then I will show you how to build that. So for example, this is one demo. So here you can just click any sample. Let's see, it should work. So this is created in Flask. So I have submitted that sample. They have done in feature extraction and classification. They are also giving packer information, and some of the information they will extract and they will show you here. So this is one example. Similarly you can do for, if you have multiple file type you are building, so you can do for this also. For this, if you can submit here, yeah, it is taking time. I think that file is bigger in size or something. So what we are doing now, we are submitting, so we can support multiple file. So this all I have just deployed for demo purpose. In this you see they have done again, it is malware, and then I have run 2 random forest on trained on different feature set. That's why it was taking time. So one having accuracy 98%, one feature type having, so both are flagging a malware file. So it is p file md hash and then name of the file. So this way you can deploy your model. So if you want to see that model, so this is like one deployment. We can have, like, we can deploy different feature extractor I have. So that's why I said 2 model was there. So we have 2 feature extractor, and then for PDF also that will work. So we have a separate for PDF extractor. So all this, so if you see here we have job lib, and then we have label for just for showing, and then we detect file type, different statistics here, and then depending upon the file type, here we are also using file type. We are using library for getting file type. So image open, we will get the height, and then we can get file type. We have written a function for getting file type. Depending upon the file type, we will be loading the model. So this is the how we are so job lib, this is one model, this is second model. So either of this model will be loaded if it is p file. So that's why you have shown 2 result. So 2 model we are loading. If it is PDF, then separate model will be loaded. So these all are machine learning model, malware classifier, trained on different feature set. According to that we will have feature set also. So we are also extracting the feature 1 and we are extracting feature 2, and then we are loading and we are testing the result. So this is just home page, and then we are pushing that result to the interface. So if you go there, and then we have these are the trend model, different model we have. So p model, we have PDF, sorry, this is PDF. We have 2 model loaded, and if you see in feature static template, feature extractor, we have different feature extractor. For p model we have 2 different kind of feature extraction we are doing. So we have 2 different feature extractor. So all this we can build. So this was the multiple file system. And if you see, we have one more, yeah, this is simple site on Flask, that was first one. So here we can have again feature extraction. So similarly that we have shown, all these feature are being extracted. So this all will be in pipeline, and then this will be the app. So again similar, it will be from previous one. So we are using file upload, and we are, according to that, we are just importing all the feature and other thing that we have shown you. We are getting the result from malware classifier, and then packer information, section detail, that was display. So this is first one. So this all information we are extracting. This all information we are extracting and showing. So that is how you will deploy. So yeah, that's it. So these are a deployed model. We have not put code into GitHub or anywhere, so you can see. So this is how we have built the model. So in this talk we have done, I have explained what is malware and what are different class of malware. We show you multiple step of building malware classifier, how Python can be used, and then once you have then trained a model, how you can deploy that model to web application, or in this case I have shown as a web application. You can build API and other thing also. So I think that's it from my side. If you have any question, you can take care, or we can meet on Discord channel also, or after talk also. If you have any further communication, or you have interest on this topic, you want to build or you want to collaborate, so you can reach me on ajitkumar.pu@gmail.com. so I will be available on that. So thank you for everyone, and thanks for participants for listening, and organizer for giving me this opportunity. Have a nice day. Thank you.